Hey everyone, we're going to continue our construction block modeling journey as we finished out in the last video the cube. We're going to take a look at the rectangular prism next. Now this one was made in the last video. I'm going to go ahead and show you that when you're done with using a design, once you have it saved, and the one way to check to make sure that you have it saved is there's usually a little asterisk. If you have made any changes or it's not been saved, there's like a little star asterisk in the file name. So this one's been saved. What I can do is I can actually click the X button on the tab, and this is going to open up a new untitled design file. And that's exactly what we want to do, is we want to create these all these construction blocks in separate design files. So as we go to get started, if you go through and verify, one, make sure that your units are set to inches. If you set it as default in the last video, then this one should go through and read. So if you're all checked off as far as being in inches, I can go ahead and collapse that menu. And we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and select on Create Sketch. I'm going to choose that front work plane once more. This time I want to show you another tool that's very helpful. So last time we drew the cube profile using the line command, I want to go ahead and go up here to Create, and let's use a rectangle this time. And specifically, I like to use the 2-point rectangle. So it's one of the faster and kind of quicker ways to create a lot of shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and choose 2-point rectangle. I'm going to go ahead and go down here again. I want to select the origin, so as my starting point, so to lock in. And then I'm going to just move my cursor. So I'm not holding on to my mouse button. I just clicked, released, and I'm going to go ahead and draw up and to the right here. So as far as the height on this one, so you can see as I'm drawing, I can actually also, I showed you how to do the sketch dimension. I can also enter dimensions in as I'm drawing. So this is called direct input. So you'll notice that the vertical dimension, the height, the one that shows 3.087 inches, I can actually enter in the value as I'm drawing it. So I'm going to go ahead and type 2 space 5/16. It was 2 5/16 tall. In order to go to the other dimension, I'm going to select the tab key on the keyboard, and you're going to see that blue highlight moves down to the horizontal dimension. This one here, much like the cube, was 1 1/8. And you'll notice these little lock icons that show up on the dimensions. Once I have those in, I can go ahead and I can select enter. And you'll notice that it's going to go ahead and evaluate those measurements and put them in decimal form. But also we can see our sketch is fully constrained. So we got black lines all outlined on the outside. And that really takes care of our sketch. I'm going to go ahead and finish the sketch. If I click on the home icon, that kind of sizes the sketch up to the screen. I'm going to go ahead and select Extrude. And again, this one is going to be another 1 1/8 measurement. So that's what we found for our rectangular prism. And I can go ahead and select OK once I have that in there. Or I can select Enter. Either way, multiple ways to do things and to be able to get back the way that we were. So now let's go ahead, go up to Modify, select Appearance. And then I'm going to go ahead and just grab that red paint because all my blocks that I was working with are all red. So choose whatever color that you had, or if you just choose a different color. All I want you to do is to become familiar with this appearance menu and how to add color to some of your models. That way we don't just have the boring gray kind of color that we see in those. All right, I'll go ahead and select Close. And now, once I have that construction block, I can select Save. So you're going to notice the untitled, before I go through and select that, I should point out that the untitled, you'll see, has a little asterisk next to it. Anytime you see that asterisk symbol, that means that it needs to be saved or it hasn't been saved. So once I click the save icon, I can go ahead and type in there, we'll call this the rectangular prism. And it might be a good idea to put your name at the beginning of it, so then that way that you know which one is yours. And make sure that it gets saved to your folder in the Fusion team. So I can go ahead and select Save. You'll see that'll show up there. And once I'm done, once I have this all selected, I can go ahead and just select the X on the tab up here. And now I'm ready for the next construction block with a brand new untitled design file, and we can move on from there. So check out the next video. We'll probably take a look at some of those blocks that we had that were kind of thin, and we'll make sure we get all these modeled.